So hi everybody and welcome back. This is a full game tutorial for absolute beginners. This is video number 6, and in this video I need to talk about source control again, because I said for our game, if you start creating a real game, you should use source control. At least you should use GitHub. GitHub is the, let's say, the light version. If you want to work with a group and a bigger company or something like that, then you should learn perforce. And perforce is right now also supported by Epic Mega Jam, for example, which comes here in 2 weeks. You can click here this you can go to HIO here, click on game jams, then you see here a lot of other game jams as well, but you should join here this Epic Mega Jam, I think, as a starter to get a little bit a motivation to create and finish a game and publish it here in HIO. So when I click here on it, and yes, you can see the numbers here grow and grow, and that will grow even more. Try to join here as well. And important, learn some things. And here is this this perforce. I think they have anyway a free version up to 3 members or 5 members, and all members who are, I think 5 members are anyway free. For, I don't know if it's for commercial use, but important is, if you are using perforce and or this assembler here or other source controls, then you during this game jam, it's absolute free, which means you can learn it, you can use it, and even for commercial use, because this HIO page here is a commercial page. That's very important. It's not a test page or internal page or something like that. No, this page is a commercial page. So all things here, what Unreal Engine provides for you, also the free asset which are provided by the marketplace, they are all under the Unreal Engine 5 license, which means you are able to use them as long as you use it with Unreal Engine 5 products. And the best part is you can use them, of course, with commercial use as well. But still read the license agreement. But normally, all think what Unreal Engine 5 and Epic provides are under the license of their company, which means is covered by Epic Games. And Epic Games want that you, as a developer, you should use this assets, because they follow the motto, if you are succeed, then they are succeed, and that's the motivation for them to give you all these assets for free, right? They want that you succeed. That's a good thing, because then they succeed as well. I like this point, and you should make a use of it as well. But here again, you have to use now, at least learn source control. But there are different kind of source controls. For example, GitHub is only one thing. Perforce is, like I said, a little bit more for bigger groups. And here in Epic, for example, in this Mega Jam, if you want to participate in a group, you should learn probably perforce, but I don't know which source control the group is using, so I don't know. You have to find perhaps a group before the game jam starts, a week ago, before, or not, or 2 weeks would be nice, because then you can communicate with each other and then say what we want to use, and all people are learning this kind of source control. Anyway, in our case, we can I will show you here not perforce, because I'm not learning right now perforce, but what I want to show you is GitHub. And GitHub is, like I said, a little version. Why I mean say it's a little version, it's not really a little version. It is just another way of source control. But this GitHub source control is more used by programmers because they are sharing all the source code here in GitHub, and you know the source code of Epic Unreal Engine is also shared here in GitHub, by the way. You can download it from GitHub, and yeah, you need a GitHub account, and it's very important that you create a GitHub account and that you learn which software you need for this source control. And for this purpose, I think I linked already this video. It's a very old one, you can see it, and I don't know if the if the software which is presented here is up to date. Probably not. There are newer versions and GUI differences, and I'm using actually also the old version. I have here also source control, and exactly the thing what he set up here, because this person here, I give him credit, I will here give him all time a thumbs up. He shows how to set up a very on a very easy way a Git, and he shows all files what you need, all sites there are anywhere. There are links and so on this site, and you should watch this video. And he set up it with Unreal Engine 4, and that's a problem. So he's setting up this with Unreal Engine 4, but this is not a big problem because I already tested this setup. What he has is similar to Unreal Engine 5. The only difference is the source control here in Unreal Engine 5 is here on the bottom, and in Unreal Engine 4 it's here on the top. So that's not a big deal. And there are some other differences. For example, he mentioned that GitHub has a private section where you have to pay. That is changed. Now GitHub is owned by Microsoft as far as I know, and Microsoft has provided, I think, public and private sections for every user. But yeah, you should still read all these details on your own if you are interested. But what he is presenting here is a very, let's say it's a surface, but the surface is absolute enough for beginners. What I mean with that, you learn how to put your files on GitHub, which is just an external server, and you learn how to get them. And we are using in a very easy way, where is that? Don't have it? Yes, here, a desktop GitHub. This is, let's say, a GUI for GitHub normally, because that's very important. Normally GitHub is a text line. Git bash called this, and it's a text line which is not, let's say, starter friendly, because you need to use text command lines, and then you need a little bit, let's say, a better tutorial to understand all the differences. But on the other side, it's a little bit more powerful than this Git desktop, but that's not important for us. Important for us is that it's easy, and this one is very, very easy when you watch this video. So I hope you will watch this, and then yeah, after you watch this video you should be able to use GitHub at least. And if you have already knowledge about source control, then you can skip this part, then you know it probably better than me. And one more thing perhaps, here when you use this source control and connect here to Unreal Engine 5, and I show you, if you make all things right, it is really simple, because you just download these files, set some account setting ups, because you have to register on GitHub, you have to register, I think, also on GitHub desktop and so on. And after you set up this just logins, then you go here to source control, and look how easy it is. By default it's not it's off. Then you just go here, connect to source control, and then you will drop down this one, and here you can see here are some versions of different kind of source controls. These are all source controls, and Git is actually called here beta version, but interesting, it was also called 5 years ago a beta version. I mean 2017 it was also called here Git beta version. So this one they have never changed anyhow, they still stuck in the beta version. I don't know, but it is just called so. And here you have other source controls, and perforce is also supported by Unreal Engine, but there are other source controls as well. Perhaps you are interested more in this. Of course, try to learn Git or perforce, I would say, because they are right now preferred in Unreal Engine. And in our case, in my case, in private, I use this one here, and I'm never worked in a group, so I don't care. But if you are working in a group, this one will not work. Then learn this perforce tutorials. It's also not too difficult, I think. And then you can see, you set this one up. You say, I want this Git beta. Here are already some things, and then accept settings, and that's it. And so easy it's it. And how you use this, very easy as well. You can see I have here a test project. This is just a test project. Here is almost nothing in it, only little files or almost nothing. And here I already created a test map, and I want to demonstrate you what happens if I create another test map. How this Git works. You can see here is no new symbol, but if you are creating files, for example, let's create here a new level. Why not a level? It's empty. That's why I create all time a empty level, because then I don't have too much files. And then let's go and make here save current level as, for example, and I call this one here map, again map test for Git second, because I already have one. And now I have created just a map, right? It's just a level. And the difference is now you can see here we have now a plus sign. This is new. The symbol here is new. And this symbol means this one, you can save this here. It is saved in Unreal Engine, but it is not taken over to Git, which means you have to go here to the source control and say, okay, I want that this newly created file here should go to my Git local first, because first it goes to your local hard driver, or you can set it up perhaps also if it goes to directly, I don't know, but in our setup it goes here first to local driver. You can see it is doing something, and then he is asking here submit files, which means just say, okay, this is the file which you want add, and you can give here a description, which you should normally, because when you add files, you are telling what's new or what you added, and so that later when we rewatch these parts that we know, later you will learn also history a little bit. History means just you have some files added, and perhaps you want to go back. And when you go back, and then you need this description, what you added last, or what you did there, or something like that. And the reason most time why you go back is that you have errors and you can't find them. And this is a fast way to go back to a earlier version where all worked, for example. And yeah, for that more you have to go a little bit more, dive into more Git and how Git works in general. And the best way is to watch their not this video which I showed you. This is just to, let's say, make a setup, right? How to connect Unreal with Git. You need another video, for example, if you want go and dive deeper into Git, how all this kind works. But actually we don't need this, because our primary goal is just, at the start at least, just put all your files after some when you created new ones. Just do that what I do here. I created here, for example, this asset, and probably you will not do it on every asset. Perhaps you make here some assets here, perhaps 1, 2, 3, 5, and then you can say okay, and then you make here a description and say okay, created new map for testing Git commit. Yeah, that's enough for this one. And then you say, you just submit. And this one here, you can see here in the message here on the right side, it is just saying, okay, this one is added now to your local hard driver. What you have to do then is you go to this Git account. You can see that this here is updated, right? It says here now, okay, we have a new thing here and we can push it. Push it means push it to the server on Git, which means you want get it from your hard driver to the server on GitHub, which means if something happens on your hard drive, it's broken, no worry, you can get this file later from GitHub back if you want. And that's why we make this. This is a setup, and of course we make it not only for a setup, because we can share it and we can use the history, which is really powerful, which means we can go back in certain places where it all worked and recover it from there. That's yeah, things which is important. So I press here, for example, push, and now you can see this one is anyhow gone. And what happens is here, when I go back to the site, I have here my repositories, and you can see here is this mobile component, and now it is added here. And how you can see it, it is added here. What you do is normally, let me go here back, you go to repositories, and this one will be created, and in this video he's showing how you make this. It's very easy actually. But then when you are here in your profile, what you do is normally you go here to this right side, you go to your profile, and then when you go to your profile, you are on this page. You can see I have set up nothing, it's empty. And you can see I only created one time and never used. That's all time good. But whatever, that's not very important. I used it, I think I had here more things in it. I just deleted them later. And here are repositories, right? And this is the thing which is connected. This is actually this is actually my connection, what I have here with this account. And here you can see now. You can see now when I click on it, these files here, these are these GitHub files. You can see here's this git ignore. You should update this one. I think I should update this one too. I have here one very old one, and now we have Unreal Engine 5. I have to check which files I can ignore. This means this git ignore means just you want not push all files what Unreal Engine 5 has here to GitHub, because you want normally push only essential files, which means as less as possible, but all important ones which we'll recover later. And this git ignore is exactly doing that. Here you can specify, let me click on it. You can see this one is too less, I think. This list is not updated. This is a very old one. The new one is much longer. So I should also update this list here when I use it. But I have to check this first, which is good. And anyway, you can update this very easy. You go here, edit here directly, or you are including anyhow this file from other places. That's not very important. This README is just a thing what you can do in general. You can create a README, which is normally a description about this account and how to use it, or many things you can put in README, many things what you want. It's just an information page. Normally, you should give many information there, but I don't have. And here's one very important thing to note. This Git here, what you see here, has only Unreal Engine project files, which means you can see here it says here U project, and when you click on it, actually that's interesting that you can see here something. Normally you can't see here anything. Right, that's the problem. Here you can see anything. That's interesting. That's really interesting that you can see, because it's normally encrypted. And what I mean with that is, for example, here you can this game content. This game content is exactly, when I open up here, here's my content, here's my game, and this folder is exactly the same folder what you see here. Content, it's just called content game, anyhow different. No, it's not different. Content here and then game here. Here, content and game. All right, then you click here, then you will find all that what you have here in it. So you can see, in my case, I have all this kinds of things here, what you can see here now. These are things. Here's my game mode anywhere. Here's this game mode, level, and so on. Let's open up this this maps, this level. This is the level, and you can see here when I open up level as well, here's the newly created test level. I call this second, this one here, and here you can see it. It is also in it now. This is here one, and important is it is of course a U asset, which means it has, when we click on this one, we see nothing normally. And the same goes also for other assets. For example, here the game mode U asset, you don't see here anything. Of course, you can see it only here in your editor and manipulate it. And that is not the normal case. Why I say that is not the normal case, because if you would use a C++ project now, then you can see if it's available, the source code. Because that's why Git is so popular for programmers. They can share source code here. That's the real that's the real thing why everybody using Git. And interesting is the Unreal Engine here has also its source code available on GitHub here, but I think I can't access it, and the reason for that is I have to register me and connect it to something like that, and I have not done this, so I'm not using the source code right now. I'm using more like I think I'm using this this launcher version. You know, you can download it from the launcher, this project as well, and then yeah. But I think I will connect later my account here anyhow, anywhere, and then use the source code as well. Okay, let me see if I can show you something. Source. Here is source. Here's some something. Yeah, programs. Let's see what we have for programs. Let's see. Yeah, many things. And let me crash report. Okay. Let me see if I can show you something. All right, here. Interesting is I have here anyhow connect. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's not very important. I want to just find interesting here. And this is the normal thing what you find. If you know programming, then you have something like public, private in C++, and then you have something like a CPP file. And when you open up this one, and now you can see the source control. And this is when you use C++, so you don't have to open up Unreal Engine to check out how the code is done and so on, because you can really check it here directly in GitHub, and that's really powerful as well. All right, I think I talked too much here, but it's very important. You should set this up, please. If you don't set it up, no problem. Then it's really normally everybody is setting up this kind of stuff. And the reason for that is source control is really powerful. You can see what I did here. It is just an external free place to save your data and get it. And of course, later, if you are working with groups, you can share it and so on. So make this, because this is one step in the right direction to learn game development in the future in a right way. If you don't use it, like I said, no worry, you can skip all this part as well and say, I don't need this externally saved place, I don't need this history, and you say it's too much time and you want to skip it, it's okay. Then make just local saves. What I mean with local, you can save your project after let's say after a big portion of code. You say, okay, now I save it, then you code again or make new assets or anything like that, and then you save it again locally on your hard drive. And this is also just a setup, but it's just a setup, which means you can call it and then set up at this point, but you can't use this history system, which is a little bit more accurate. But this will work. Anyway, I think you get the idea. This is important normally, and that's why I have set it up now too. But actually I use my very old setup, which I should also update, I think. It is working. Yes, it is working, but I should update this as well. But I still keep it because it's simple, and perhaps I learned perforce as well. and look how to work in groups, because I will probably not participate actively in this Epic Mega Jam. I have no time at this week, but I will make a game in this Epic Mega Jam. So I will participate, but just to get the free assets and to make tutorials and to show you how that you can make in 7 days also a full game. Right now I'm making a full game in 2 weeks, because here I explain a little bit more in detail what you need. And when we come here to this timeline where we have only 7 days, there I will not explain so much. And the reason for that is, like I said, you should gather the knowledge what you can achieve before the game starts, and when the jam starts, then you should just use this knowledge. And of course you can still learn during this time as well much, but that will vary. You will have very short, you will have a short amount of time to learn in this period much, because yeah, it's a little bit hard, I would say. Depends on your game, of course, and on your condition and how much you already know, and yeah, everybody person is different. For me, it was hard to be, I'm honest, and 7 days is nothing actually for a game jam, but no problem. You should try it, make your best, and with that said, I think you should try it, you should make this and see. And let's go to the next part here, but with this video I stop, and in the next video I will talk again about something which we have to set up. I just don't know what. So with that said, if you have any complaints or any tips, tricks, like all time, write it in the comments. And good luck, don't give up, and we get just started. Bye.